In Arabia, there was a prosperous kingdom. It was ruled by a sultan who had 3 queens. But no one bore him a child. The sultan was worried as he had no heir. One night when he was sleeping, a good fairy appeared before him in his dream and said, "If you give the seeds of the pomegranate to your queens, they will give birth to sons to you." The Sultan woke up suddenly. "Is it true? Why not I try?" he thought. The next morning, the Sultan gave the 3 queens pomegranates. All 3 queens ate the pomegranates. Only 2 queens gave birth to children. The 3rd one did not become pregnant. So the Sultan got angry with her and banished her to the forest nearby. But after some months the 3rd queen also gave birth to a handsome child in the forest. She named him Ahmad. As days and years passed, Ahmad grew young and became a good fighter. He got training in warfare and improved his knowledge. Once he asked his mother, "Who is my father?" His mother replied that the Sultan of the kingdom was his father and that he hated her as she had no child then. "You don't worry. I will go to my father and win his heart and then tell him who I am," Ahmad said. So he decided to join the army. He won the heart of the Sultan by doing courageous deeds. He won many battles for the Sultan. So the Sultan gave him a high position in his army. The 2 princesses, his brothers, became jealous of Ahmad. So they argued with his father not to give more importance to Ahmad. One day the 2 princes went hunting in the forest. They didn't turn up late in the evening. The Sultan got worried and sent soldiers in all directions. But they returned without the prince. So Sultan asked Ahmad to find his 2 princes at any cost. Ahmad went out in search of the 2 princes. He went through the thick forest and thorny bushes, and on the way he had to fight with many wild animals. In the forest, he happened to see a young beautiful maiden sitting under a tree. She was weeping and her face looked terrified. He moved near her and asked, "Who are you? Why are you here?" She replied, "I am the princess of Cairo Kingdom. A wicked wizard captured me, imprisoned me here, and guards me." Ahmad said to her, "Oh princess, you don't worry. I will fight with him and free you from here." She asked him to go away because he was cruel and would capture him also. Suddenly he heard a strange noise behind him. So he hid behind a tree and waited. The wizard came with anger and asked the maiden, "Did anybody come here?" Suddenly Ahmad sprinkled some magic water and killed him with his sword. He said to the maiden, "Come quick. We shall move fast." But the young maiden didn't move from there. Many others are in the nearby cave as captives. "You free them also," she pleaded. Ahmad ran fast to the cave and freed all inside the cave. Among them, he found the 2 princes, his 2 brothers. He became very happy and said, "Your father, Sultan, sent me for you. Let us go quickly and make him happy." When Ahmad came back with the 2 princes, the Sultan became relieved of fear. The 2 princes said, "We are so grateful to you, Ahmad. We were jealous of you. But you have saved us. Here are your 3 sons, O Sultan, Ahmad cried in a loud voice. Who is the third? The Sultan said in wonder. In front of you, your majesty. O father, I am the 3rd son of you. I am the son of the 3rd queen that you banished. I was born to you in the forest. Sultan looked puzzled for a while and said, I was hasty and merciless. I am ashamed of myself. Forgive me, son. Where is your mother, my 3rd queen? Just then the 3rd queen reached the palace and joined the Sultan's family. Ahmad narrated all that had happened in the forest. He had brought the Princess of Cairo with him. He told them that he wanted to marry her with their consent. Soon they got married and lived happily for a long time. Once upon a time, there lived a king. His name was Shahryar. He and his brother Shahzaman got married to 2 evil sisters incidentally. When days passed, Shahzaman's wife cast an evil spell on his husband. So he died of a bad disease. The news reached King Shahryar. He felt sorry for his brother Shahzaman. So he ordered his brother's wife to be put to death as a punishment. Just then some holy men came there to see the king and the princess. But the queen humiliated them and punished them. When he heard the news, he ordered to execution of his wife also. He decided to take revenge on women. So he took an oath himself to marry every day a girl and kill her the next day. From the next day onwards, he married a woman, and the next day morning he killed her for some reason. As days passed, he continued his oath. So all the women were killed except one. She was one of his minister's daughters. Her name was Shahitha Banu. She was very clever and a good storyteller. The particular day came for her marriage. As she was intelligent, she worked out a plan in her mind. After the wedding was over, both the king and Shahitha Banu were in their room. She asked the king to permit her to tell him a very interesting story to entertain him. The king allowed her to tell the story. As she planned before she started to tell the story, long ago there was a king in Enlil. He had his son Jabbar. The story continued till late at night until the morning. But the story did not come to an end. Banu stopped for a while and said, "Now it is morning, you have court work in the day. So I will continue the story today night." The king should have killed the queen in the morning. But he wanted to know the continuation of the story as it was very interesting. So he postponed killing her. The next day night also the queen began to tell the story, but she extended the story endlessly. The story continued for several months. As days passed, the king became very fond of the queen. So the king decided not to kill her. She had won his heart with her clever stories. The intelligent queen won the king's heart and made him realize that all women were not wicked. They lived long and ruled their country long.